Hey.
What's good, happy people?
Hold on, I can't hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? I can't hear me.
Hello? Okay.
I can hear him.
I can't hear
I can
nothing.
hear me. Can you hear? Can you hear you?
No,
Can you hear you? I can hear me.
I can't hear not a soul.
I can hear myself.
Can you hear him?
Bro, listen. I don't think you understand. I can't hear nothing.
Oh damn!
Are we here
There's
yet?
some technical
Wait,
difficulties.
hold on. Is that? Can I hear me now? Oh, whoa. It sounds
What
loud
you got
out
going
here.
on? You like an alien or something? Got
I am an alien.
Oh,
Got you. Somebody unplugged me.
Sabotage.
Somebody sabotaged us.
Somebody trick you.
Right?
Yup.
They tried to-
they got it out.
Yeah.
Nah,
Probably with
man.
It was the show before.
Word. They hate it.
They
the jet
hate
guy is
it.
going against you.
What's good, peoples? Live
What's
at
good,
9
everybody.
ish.
Live at 9-ish. You know
I'm
what time
Ade.
it is. I am Michael.
And we got a special guest today.
Special guest in here, fashion designer, Mr. Blakk April himself.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
And I'm also wearing one of his pieces as well, as you can see.
That's dope.
Yeah, right?
I like that.
You look better than I do.
Stop, bro. Stop. So how's everything going, man? How's
Well, everything is fine. You know, New York Fashion Week is around the corner.
That is true.
Yeah, it is true. But it's unfortunately, I think I'm probably gonna push my show a little further back. I would participate exactly during New York Fashion Week times.
Okay.
Because there's rebranding involved this year. I would need to focus on that. And, honestly, it's not rushing to showcase in a period of time when everybody else is showcasing to show how important you take the industry. Remember, it's a competitive industry. I think sometimes you got to I think sometimes you got to take your time and reevaluate yourself and, project your plan and your goal. And I think you can aim better and, strong start. That's what I'm focused on this year. So
Okay.
What are some of the
Good, bro.
difficulties as a fashion designer that like the mass media might not know about? Like everybody probably thinks, oh, it's easy, but like what are some of the
Yeah,
difficulties
they
that
think-
you have to go through?
Yeah, they probably think you just cut clothes,
Yeah.
sew, and then just bam.
But it's not,
It's definitely
I
not
could
that.
imagine it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Well, it is actually. I mean, my experience as a fashion designer is that, there's going to be days you won't be able to go to sleep. This is not going to be important for you. The day before the show, I don't go to sleep. My last show, I stay up for 33 hours,
Wow.
and I was sewing for at least 25 to 26 hours.
Jeez.
Because I got people showing up late for fitting, and then you gotta do the last minute adjustment and stuff like that. And then usually I don't drink coffee. I stay up throughout the show, make sure everything is fine. And then by the time the show is finished, you do your walkthrough as a designer. You're already thinking for the next for the
next show,
for the
right?
next show. And then it's the stress, the amount of stress, as a fashion designer I endure. It's unexplainable.
Okay.
It's unexplainable, but it's fun too. At the end, when you actually drop yourself down to the floor, and then you feel relief.
Okay.
The kind of stress that will keep you up for 33 hours.
Yeah, that's stress right there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So what motivates you or inspires you to keep on going, or what motivated you in the first place to even start fashion design?
Well, the story though, the story. It's as a grown-up child, my character is as a person, I like to when I'm focused on something, the first thing that I do is that I have a clear vision of what I want exactly, and then I started building walls in my mind just to protect that dream. So no matter who comes in my life, as a tornado, as a bad weather, there's no way you're gonna access this in my head. So just to get back to your question, I think I forgot, what was it?
No, that's like what inspires you,
What inspired me?
motivates you.
So
motivates you.
well, the story as started where I used to go to the mall in Queens and have my phone fixed. Every 2 months, I would have my screen cracked. I think you heard that story.
Yeah.
I would have my screen cracked. And then I always go to the store on Friday because this is when my friend used to work on Friday. When I get to the store, she used to be manager. She felt bad having me pay for a phone. She always tell me as I walk in, come back on Monday. That's the only reason why I'll be in the store. Come back on Monday, get a no phone. But that day, I had a black jacket on, very fitted, black T-shirt, black jeans, brown boots, and a bag, a handbag. And as I was walking through, the mall to get to the store, the store, and then I see this booth where they sell jewelry. I'm not a jewelry guy. I don't wear gold chain and all this and all that. I'm more of a cultural simple guy. So, but I saw this young lady standing selling jewelry. My gosh, her jeans. It was nothing out of I'm gonna get that number or anything like that. But it was just like I was caught by how her jeans were fitted, nice outfit. It wasn't expensive, but it was well worn. And then I was like, when I get back, I'm gonna talk to her. So she was busy still at that time I got back, but I was pretending, looking at this gold chain. But but I was pretending. But what I did is that I looked at this gold chain I think I like in case I end up buying, because you never know.
Right.
And then her manager waited for her to finish and approach me, and then she said something, and I pretend I didn't hear her because I wanted her to give in more. And then we started talking, and I found out that time she had a 6-month-old baby son, and she lived with her boyfriend. And at that time, I wanted to know if I should go to medical school, because as a person from Haiti, your parents, in order for you to honor your parents, you have to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that go through that. Yeah.
Anything else after that, even though making millions, you're a failure. So then we end up catching up, and then she thought I was a fashion doctor based on the information that I gave her. I was like, you know what? I've been struggling for the past 3 months. I cannot find any clothes that I like in the shop, place that I go anymore. I said everything's starting to look disgusting. I feel like I should start making my stuff. I was just saying that, but I meant what I said because I was still upset. Deep inside, I was still upset because I couldn't find anything I could buy because I needed pins that time. And then she thought I was a fashion doctor, because my interest as a medical person, and then the conversation kept going down, and then after that, she said these words to me that really twisted everything in my head. And then when I left the mall, and then I found out her name was April. We both love black. So this is where the name Blakk April came from.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I have to make sure a little street style by putting 2 Ks instead of CK. So when I left the mall, I remember taking the bus that time. My senses are coming to me. It's like I've been hit by... You've seen Spider-Man movies? The first...
Of course.
You know when Spider-Man got bit? And the next day when he started waking up, her senses... The power
crazy.
was... Yeah.
Right.
That's how I felt in my head. My ears became extra sensitive. I was picking up information so quickly, so efficient, and starting to hurt. When the bus slowed down, it hurts my head.
Oh, wow.
I get out the bus and I walked home. I think it was 3 miles away. And it was cold. 19-degree weather. I didn't feel a thing. My skin were numb. My skin were numb. I didn't feel a thing. So when I get home, I went to the basement and I told my boys that used to live in the basement, because at that time they were working on a clothing line. And I told them, I just met this girl. Oh my God, she's great. She's great. She's great. And then 3 days later, me and another friend of mine, we went to a Walmart, and I get a sketchbook. Ever since then, I never looked back.
Okay.
Never looked back.
And did you happen to find her again?
No. This is the first time I met her, was the last time.
Wow.
And after that, my phone stopped cracking. my phone only cracked one time. That was a year after I met her.
Wow.
It's meant to be. So then, I didn't know how to sketch, so I looked at tutorial on YouTube, and then I was like, okay, I sketched my first jeans, and then my friends from the basement took me in the city fashion district to this factory, clothing factory, where they make high fashion clothes. The person, the manager at the fashion office where I went, looked at my design, looked at me. He told me, "You're crazy." He said, "You're crazy." And I said, "Why? Why you say that?" And he said, "This is so much work. I'm going to have to charge you a lot." And he said, okay, let's start with a simple and see how it looks. He charged me $400 to make it simple.
Wow.
$400. And it wasn't finished. I had to take it home and kind of like shredded myself the way I wanted it. And then after that, for him, oh my God, story long, it was just like the lady working at the factory. These ladies complain, and I was like, wait, this is my first piece, and I'm having these ladies complaining. First, I was very proud.
Okay.
I was very happy.
As you should be.
I did it. I wasn't worried about the $400, but the compliment or the complaining I was getting from them made me happy.
Okay.
So yeah, and in general, this is really what I've been doing. This is where it all started, and this is where I am now 2 years and a half later, and I'm gonna push more. So I can.
As you should.
Crazy story.
As you should.
Our boy Mike, Barry in the building.
God damn it.
Sorry. What's good, Barry?
Sorry for being late,
No, you good.
Traffic.
You good, DJ Envy.
Hold on, bro.
That's good.
DJ.
I like how he says traffic. He's supposed to just understand.
But we all understand what he means. Yeah.
Traffic. I'm sorry, I'm late. Traffic.
You know how when the train got traffic, the yellow light is ahead. You know how that goes.
Word.
I feel it.
But sometimes I feel like they be just chilling,
Yeah,
trying to get that overtime,
No, I hate the MTA with a passion. We ain't gonna get into that right now. What's going on, brother?
We should do something about it. Come
I'm
up with.
down, man. I'm down for whatever it is against the MTA. Like,
Cause
if that
they want to raise the fares again and stuff. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Maybe you
supposed to go to $3.
You should come up with something that's better than the MTA.
Like, hell no, we won't go. That's what I think we should do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we ain't live on IG yet, so
I was just watching it.
No, we are, but my shit is like mad slow.
and he got the BlackBerry, so it's a struggle right now.
Listen, it is what it is. But my phone
Hey, but we got
I love my
exclusive
phone.
news. Mike was at the Apple Store yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah. so like we're making progress, guys.
I'm gonna have 3 phones.
3 phones.
But
what is the song again? 2 phones? What?
I got 2.
Two
phones.
phones.
What is it? You
Yeah.
got 3?
And one for them. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
3 phones.
see anything at the Apple Store that caught your eye?
We was just looking at.
He was looking at the SX Max, so that'd be a huge upgrade.
Not really. I had the 6P, and that was huge as it was. But whatever.
I'm talking about from the BlackBerry, Mike.
Blackberry?
Yeah, that's a BlackBerry.
There's still no Blackberries?
I actually love when people say that because that's a great way to
Yeah.
like conversation starters.
It is.
I've been handing girls my phone. They go, "Oh my goodness, this is BlackBerry." But like, put your number in there. Not anymore though, because I got a girlfriend.
Hey, caught yourself.
My man.
Unlike a day, I'm not an idiot.
They just be making jokes. He don't mean none of this
Word.
that he be saying.
I'm
Alright.
part of the Faithful Black Man Association.
But
But back to our guest, our special guest here.
You want to ask?
No, we're good.
I wanted to ask something. Cause I checked out, your clothing line and everything. I checked out some of the dresses. You have one outfit. It was like a dress. It's like a female dress where like one side
It's
and
like
like
a female
has
dress?
With the army?
with the breast like hanging out. What inspired you? It's a bold statement. So I want to know like what inspired you to design something like that.
I like your questions. No one's ever dared to ask me that question. And I feel like everyone else is such a hypocrite. Not you. I know you.
Oh yeah. Shit.
I was in the hospital over the summertime because I had a cyst on my right knee.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. It was old injury when I was younger playing soccer.
Mhm.
In the hospital, I needed to get out because the collection that I was working on was Miss Independent.
Mhm.
Before I become Blakk April, changed my name to entire brand, I was independent man. As an
Okay.
independent man person, I stand by my name. I would go. It wasn't anything crazy. I would go to this party with 5 or 6 girls. But that doesn't mean I'm doing anything
Right.
crazy. It just I want to be surrounded by girls. So anything that places that I go, I always have girls surrounded by me. But when it's come to Miss Independent, I needed to showcase something different because the way I've seen this girl that used to hang out with me, they were strong-minded individual. They were bold. That they didn't care. At the same time, they're cautious. So how do I portray that in a clothing? Was a lot of questions that was going through my head. And then, all of a sudden, I was like, okay, you know what? The only way Miss Independent name will match with the collection and get people attention if I go 100% bold. And no one's was ready for this. I don't think the kind of followers I have on my platform was ready for that.
So what was the feedback? Like, what did people say about it?
They didn't say anything.
Really?
They just looked at it,
They didn't
saved
say
it, screenshotted it.
compared to last year in September last year when I met you, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I did that dress with the it's like a conservative cover head kind of dress,
Mhm.
and then when you're looking at the back and then the
The
butts are
cheeks is
showing.
out.
People that wasn't even in my platform end up messaging me, "What are you doing, fighting with me?" I at one point I like that.
Yeah.
Because how you end up being in my platform when you're not even following me and then complaining and say I don't understand what you're trying to say, because you have that girl head's cover, but then again her butt is showing. So I was expecting something. I wasn't going for that, but I was expecting something like this, but it didn't happen. Then I really not focus on that. I don't care. I have so many things to work on. So
Wow.
Nice.
that was a good question.
Yeah.
But you don't think there'll be like any issues with like public like nudity or something? Like you don't think cops would like harass any ladies that would like wear something like that? You
In
think?
New York City, you can have your chest out.
Oh, you can.
Yes,
Okay,
it's like law. You can have your chest out.
I didn't know that.
Well, these dresses were not made for any individual. I have some models that were ready to go, and some of them were really, really shy. I have to boost up their confidence. They're not for anybody. They're not for everybody. They're just for specific people that have the same taste as me. So of course there's going to be people that's going to go crazy. I haven't posted them in the store yet, but there's going to be people that I know that's gonna go crazy for those. So I can't wait for that.
It'll be something that'll definitely stand out.
No,
when you show up to, like, an
yeah.
event.
Yeah,
Especially.
definitely. It's different. It's bold. It's if you the kind of person that like attention, this is the best way to go.
No, definitely.
That's what's up.
So what are your like inspirations? Like what brands do you? Not that you model your clothing after any of them, but like who do you look up to pretty much?
Who I don't look up to anybody, because what happened is that I trying to be creative as much as possible. Every time for every collection, before I have the finals and the runway, I probably design it like 3 times. What happened with that, when you have somebody you admire and you have a brand you look up to, you end up producing what they're all showing. So you have to be careful who you admire.
So what do you use as inspiration then?
My vision.
Like whatever you see in your head, I could.
No, whatever I see when I close my eyes, or when I want to work, I just like the room and then stay in silence. This is how I get inspired. Pure silence, no noise, no noises. So whenever I'm working, there's usually nobody at home.
So you don't play no music or anything.
I play music when I'm sewing,
But
but
not
other
when you're
than
in
no,
the
not when I'm
creative zone.
thinking. When I'm this pure silence, and sometimes I don't even have to close my eyes. Sometimes it comes to me when I'm driving, stuff like that. It comes all the time. Sometimes it's just too much, so it can be very depressing too. When you're too focused, sometimes it could be a pain in the ass, because it's your mind is not resting until you get what you want, because you already program yourself for that. So
I agree because like I make music and stuff, so it's like one of my biggest issues is that I could never really like get like full sleep because I keep having like different like visions or like different ideas and stuff like that like consistently, like so it's like sometimes I just be so restless like until I feel like I get it out of my head, like so I could see what you're saying.
definitely, being creative is no joke. It's beautiful too. When you put the product out there, the fun thing is that you see it in your head, but when you actually make it, it's happy time. But when you put it out there to see people reaction, it's another happy time. So being creative is fun.
It's fun and like it's
And
fun
stressful.
and stressful at the exact same time. Yeah.
And stressful and very stressful.
It's like you like it, but you also want everyone else to like it. But at the same time, you don't care what they think, but you do care what they think. Correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna start to care a little bit, because when you're uprising star, just like you call me, I like that, because you want people to actually buy your product with confidence. Because when you're making bold statement like this, sometimes it work. A lot of time you have to evaluate and be careful, because you don't want people to be like, okay. But at the same time, doesn't mean you have to throw away your signature look. You have to work around it and show it. You still show it, but not as a war like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people can buy it.
So, kind of question for like all you guys. So I feel like a majority of like African American community, when they like have a dream, mostly has to do with like music. Like they see like a rap artist on TV, it's like, oh, if I want to be successful, I have to do rap. Do you feel like there's like you feel like more of the youth are like, I don't know how to word this, but do you feel like more people could be fashion designers? Because I feel like a lot of, black youth is like very creative, and they choose to do something like rap, where like I feel like they could be a bunch of like successful like fashion designers.
I actually, to speak on that, I feel like they do music because they like music, but at the same time, they also love to design things. They also have that same, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but see, like I feel like you'll have someone who will throw like they'll save up money, throw away like $2,000 to like get in the studio and make a record, and it turns out to be trash. Meanwhile, they could put that money towards like something else, or trying to get like a fashion line started, or like making a shirt and selling that at first.
So like you said, people see on TV, like a lot of people, they like, let's say your favorite rap, let's say A$AP Rocky, like he's big in the fashion world right now, but he started from rapping. So like some people, you see that as a stepping stool. Like I can't go to, I don't know all the fashion stuff. I know I have these ideas in my head, but I don't know how to actually go about doing it. But I know if I write one song that people like it'll give me attention enough to
go into that world.
Yeah, be
easier.
around people that some people might want to come around you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
just like that. Just like you said with the platform, Offset just walked for Virgil.
Right.
So Offset just walked for Off-White.
Oh,
like in Fashion Week, yeah.
Oh, dope.
So he used his platform to just put him in a totally different spot. He modeled for them too. Over in
there's a lot of rappers getting like Fashion Nova deals and stuff like that. So it's,
I mean, this is like not Fashion Nova.
Well, no, I'm just, I know what you.
I know what you're saying.
And like earlier, when Kanye was like talking about how he's trying to do his own clothing line. Remember when Sway was like, "Why don't you just do it yourself?" And he's like, "Yo, like." It didn't matter how big of an artist he was. Nobody in the fashion world was going to take him serious because he didn't have experience in the fashion. They didn't care about his vision or how successful he was with music. They were like, nah, I've been doing fashion for my whole career. I got a degree in it. I'm not going to just sit back and let you take over my company. You know what I'm saying? So he had like the biggest struggle with trying to transition from just being respected in fashion.
But I feel like if he just did it himself. Look what the dude from that started Fubu. Look what he did. Yeah. Even though it died, now it's dead.
Yeah,
but he's still making money.
He's a billionaire. He's on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
But he wanted, like he said, he wanted the Ralph stuff. Like he didn't want like the streetwear brand. Like he wanted something that was like that you could, you know.
I see your guys' point. I just feel like, why not just do it yourself? It's harder than it sounds, but
like,
still.
You got to start from, like, you got these people that had this stuff for years. Like, they've this generational, like, land, cotton, all that stuff. They don't have, like, them doing it themselves is not going to be the same as one of us trying to start our own clothing brand from scratch. Like,
what do you think?
See, what I think is that, first of all, I was never good at fashion. My little brother, we're growing up together. He used to be better at dressing than me. I was always just to be socks until I met April. Nothing. I couldn't even put two pieces together. So until I met April, this is where everything started. But to answer your question, a lot of time, people, they have the vision, but they don't know where to start. They don't go out there to get a mentor, or if they're showing enough to mentor themselves. I was fortunate enough to mentor myself and take 6 months and watch YouTube tutorial on how to do a clothing line and how to do this and how to do that, and people help me out the way. But you cannot have a platform where you're a singer and then you're a fashion designer at the same time. You gotta create a platform for each. So a lot of people like Offset, you see, he's an artist first, and then you get involved into the fashion.
Correct.
We can't do both at once. If you do succeed, you're very lucky. But other than that, you have to be successful in one, and then you do the other part.
Do you think people can like be successful just in fashion without having to be an artist?
Absolutely.
Well, when you're a fashion designer, I think you're an artist too, because you're creating.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
But
definitely.
you know, well, even when you're a fashion designer, you have to be careful and take the right step and calculate your you know, you calculate everything. You cannot just do everything for your platform. You have to invite other people to come to your platform, give other people opportunities, and make sure they post your stuff. That way you can have followers and
Right,
stuff
that's
like
true.
that. But if you're gonna be okay, I'm a fashion designer, I did a t-shirt, you did this, you did that, and you're gonna be bougie about it and thinking people just gonna follow you like that, it doesn't work like that. People are too bougie this time. This is why a lot of times I don't think things are working for them, because they're too bougie.
There's a lot of people that feel like they somebody. They don't
And they
realize.
have-
You
That's
have to
amazing.
humble.
Yeah, you got to.
You have to humble. Trust me, it works when you're humble. It works better for you when you're humble.
Exactly, especially when you take that L and now now everybody's waiting for you to fail because it's like you were so
Trust
cocky
me.
about it.
They're more waiting than you know.
Hey, but listen, but the more they wait, you just keep.
keep
Every time you
rising
get
to the
knocked down,
top.
you pull a Broly. Every time you get knocked down, you come back 10 times
Oh,
stronger,
God.
10 times better.
And this is what I want to do. Since I was sick last year, and I wanted to do a men's collection, because guys are be complaining about why you're not
Right, I
making.
was just about to say, where's the men's line at?
So you know, we this is the, I'm working on something, you know, but I need more time. So this is why I said, you know, I don't think me rushing things to showcase for New Fashion, which is next month. And you know, it's not worth it. I think it's better if I take more my time and do a strong comeback.
I saw that you had a male model with dreads. He had like a hoodie that was like gold.
Mhm.
Did you design that? Was
Yeah.
that, so you're not selling that, or is
I think I did sell a couple of stuff. I think I have a couple of clothes that I sell on my website. I sell with friends, and then I sell some clothes. I collaborate with Tokyo 7,
oh.
and I had my clothes there for a month, and it was sold out.
Oh, wow.
So you do have a little bit of male.
Yeah, I
Well,
do
well-
at the beginning. Yeah, but other than that, I stick with the woman because it was more challenging.
Right.
Male more like simple. You can't make it too complex, or then that is not male.
You think it's easier to sell to males than females?
Well, depending on who you have in your platform and whether it's on social media or in real life. If all the people you know are male, you might as well just go with what
true.
you have. But if you know, I think it's both. It's both. I think people just go crazy for both. Especially this T-shirt is unisex. When I had it, people were going crazy. I had people make payment playing with me.
Yo, y'all got to see the white one. The white one is fire.
For real?
It's white. And it
Oh,
looks
you
just
made
like
that
this.
right there?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made this.
That's
It's
dope.
his joint. It's white and it has the same background like this, but it's like a snow like camo look.
Yeah.
Fire! I saw this. I saw that one guy with it at your show.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to my girl. I was like, I want that.
Wait, the one, the art show?
Yeah.
Oh,
At
okay.
the art show, I saw him with it. You gave it to him. I was like, damn, I wanted that.
Why did you just say so?
Alright. I like this red one too.
Okay,
Is that for sale or no?
ask him.
Oh no! You say you're not making it anymore?
I think I have a few pieces at home. If I have, I think if I do, I'll just bring it next time I come. If I'm
definitely.
invited, check. I may not have the same color, but I think I have other color.
It works for me. I like the design.
And I was mad happy that you even gave it to me. I was not expecting it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I was like, nah, you just came through. He was like, yo, here. I was like, wait, what?
When I saw
That
this
was a
guy
good
for the first
complaint.
time, and I was like, wait, why this guy look so odd? And they had him look like, what is this? You know that cartoon with the little boy with the dog?
Which one?
It's the little boy that always go on an adventure with the dog, and he had that go-go gadget.
You know what, Jimmy Neutron?
Nah,
No.
no, bro. Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, something like that. But
Oh, with
you
the
dressed
peacock?
like this is the outfit you had on. I didn't know you were a model until I saw your picture afterwards. I wait, this guy was a model. Why do you even say so? You didn't even introduce me. I'm a model. But did you know I was a designer?
No.
See?
That's right.
Wow.
That's how it be. Man. You never know who you walking past.
That's
You
a
know?
Oh,
fact.
trust me, trust me.
That's a fact.
So let's get back to more about your background. Like, where are you from?
Haiti.
Haiti.
Yeah, mom and dad Haitian, so I'm 100% Haitian
Okay.
Creole like I.
Are you from Haiti or are you first generation American? Like,
No, I was born and raised in Haiti.
Okay. So how do you feel about America right now? You know, we shut down right now.
Oh wow!
I just found out not too long ago.
Wow, we checked out for a while, bro.
And it's the 25th day. I'm like, damn, what the hell did that? It's shut down since last year.
Unfortunately, you know, we have to endure and go through this period of time. But I'm aware of my surroundings and what's happening around me, because I need to be aware since I'm an artist. But I'm not to focus on these things, because personally, I'm very sensitive. In order for me to protect my goal and my dream, I know it's happening, I'm aware of it, but I'm not digging sources and every day, you know, read about it and stuff like that. I know it's happening. Unfortunately, you know, but I'm not focused on it.
You don't let it distract you.
No, that's a big distraction.
That's why I don't be knowing about it, because I be focused too.
You should know about it, 'cause maybe you can inspire.
I could inspire, but it's like, what can I can't tell the government to turn back on, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I would want to do.
But like, well, you're not going to tell them directly. You can
I make music and stuff like that, but there's nothing directly right now that I could do to stop the government from turning on. Like,
well, they have more power than you, so.
Well, I can, you know, try to leave the country.
Try to leave the country to go where? You running? You can't run.
I'm not running. It's just that, you know, I think my time in America is coming to an end anyway.
What's your plan? What's your goal for this year?
For this year, to make enough money to be out of America.
But where are you going, though?
Whoever wants me, you know.
What?
A lot of countries.
You're setting yourself. You
think it's the NBA?
Yeah, what?
The first pick in the draft, Jamaica chooses Barry. Harlem.
I'm gonna do a whole draft, man. Let's go Germany, France. I really would like to go to France. That's why I like.
But there's a different. You would like to go or you want to go? This is your next destination. You gotta ask yourself those questions.
So pretty much, like, I want to go and travel the world with my music and my message.
Okay. Well, you're gonna need a PR.
What's that?
PR,
public relations.
Yeah.
I feel like I could be my own PR.
No, trust me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I listen to my energy, and I work really hard by being my own PR manager, by doing everything in my business. And then at the end of the day, it's exhausting. So it's better to start sharing the work and start trusting people, even though they're not gonna do it the way you think you're gonna do it, even though you do it better. But, you know, be patient. Hire a PR. You know, tell them they won't get paid until you get paid.
That's what I'm trying to tell people. They don't like hearing that.
Some people need experience. Not everybody want the money. Some people want exposure too. You never know until you put yourself out there. So
this is true.
So PR will help me.
PR will help.
Way?
PR will help. Exposure.
It's more exposure.
That's what we need.
Manager will set up, you know, your tour for you. PR will try to get your deal, stuff like that.
How difficult is it to get models and stuff like that for your clothing? Depend.
I've used last year freelancer models from that have a little bit of experience that I've trained myself to, and there are a lot of people came forward. As you can see in my brand, I look people that I work with. I don't have a specific height. I look more for confident and personality. If you have a cool personality, I feel like, you know, you're not gonna be the kind of person that says, I don't think this is gonna work, then you're gonna work with me. But if you're the kind of person that have the mentality where, okay, I don't think this is gonna work, this is look ugly, you're out of my
common sense. Yeah.
So it's been it's been a little bit challenging because these freelancers are not professional. When you set up this meeting schedule with them to come for fitting, sometimes they don't show up. You know, they don't show up. Sometimes they don't show up to even your show after their clothes are being made. It's worse. So, you know, guess what? It's over now. I'm gonna make sure I spend money and get professionals. So now it's over for you. Yeah. You were not really hurting me. You were hurting yourself.
But is it kind of heartbreaking sometimes? I could imagine you kind of help your boys out sometimes, or you help a friend out, and then they just don't take it as serious as you.
Well, usually when they tell me they can make it, I don't care. I say, no problem. I just get someone else. I'm not gonna stress over you.
You gotta keep on going.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
That's a whole fact.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stress over you. Nah, no, trust me. Keep
That's
on
way
going.
too much work.
'Cause I know
for
one of
nothing.
my issues I let personal stuff get in the way of business or vice versa. But you know, it be like that. You gotta keep if you on your business path, like you can't let nobody's feelings get in the way. Especially if they're not doing their job, like you said, like showing up and things like
Yeah,
that.
showing up. I mean, because I'm not forcing you to come model for free. You want the exposure, and then you ask me, can I have the opportunity? I give it to you. But at least I need some kind of, give me a word where, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be there at this time. Then you show up. Don't say, things at the last minute.
That's one of the things that bugs me, man. I try to put people on or try to help someone out, and they just like.
Don't.
Just like,
You gotta put yourself.
And it's like you see
on.
potential in them too, and it's like,
Facts.
come on, man.
Oh, yeah. About that. A lot of people I've
Don't
met,
get me started.
they have the potential, like you
Yeah.
said, but they don't believe in themselves.
yeah.
And they don't believe in themselves. It's easier when they're willing to listen and execute.
Right.
But if they're stubborn about it, it's the worst. You have to move on immediately
Immediately.
because you're going to be miserable.
You speaking straight facts, man.
trust
me. You got a book coming out?
I actually do.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about that. Like,
this guy is making me talk about my plans.
Live and non-exclusives out
you know what I'm
here.
saying? You know?
But the books that I'm working on is not anything related to that. It's the love and kind of thing. Love.
Okay.
We got like
A romance kind of.
Yeah, woman.
Oh.
okay, a romance novel based on a true story.
Well, part novel, part poems.
Okay.
Based on true story and fabricated story too. So get the
That's
best
dope.
of
That
both.
sounds pretty. Yeah, that sounds.
Is it already done or is it like you ready to go?
It's in
You shopping
process.
in it?
It's in process. It's a lot of work. Just releasing a book,
definitely.
it's a lot of. Oh my god, it's a lot of work. You gotta, unless you release the book, like that. But if you're gonna have your book trademark, corrected, all these steps, it's
It's a lot of work.
a lot of
money,
work, a lot of money.
everything.
So yeah,
But it'll be worth it in the end for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
We'll
all
definitely
fine.
have that on the show too. We'll have you come through when it's about to come
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Go on a
that-
book tour.
Yeah, I think I have. When the book release, I'll do a fashion nights where the book and the fashion will then be together.
Definitely, we'll be there for that too. Do some live there.
And then, just so you guys know, in case you know any producers, I'm also working on a script for a movie. So
Oh, okay.
If you need
Funny
any,
you say that.
he's a producer. I want to make sure I said everything here. You never know who you're meeting.
That's a fact.
You never know who you're meeting.
That's
So
what
if
I'm
you need
saying.
any actors or extras, you never know who you meet.
well, I mostly need not stunt artists, people that actually have background in karate, because there's going to be a lot of stunt fight scene involved. So
What kind of
Wait,
movie?
hold on.
is
Yeah,
this?
word. What kind of movie? you
it's
making?
about April.
Oh,
But I want to spice it up a little bit, be creative. I don't want to make it like a boring story about what I said. I want to make it challenging, me encounters difficulty and all this and all that. So I want to make
What
it.
is April?
oh, you missed the whole story.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll
You're probably going to have to
I'll
catch
watch it back tonight.
there we go.
it. So all these things happening this year, movie, book, and everything else above.
That's good.
Do you have any other goals for this year?
2019.
Well,
Mixtape dropping?
traveling?
Mixtape.
No, not mixtape. In October, I have. Okay, I can't believe I'm saying that.
Oh,
Can we get more exclusives?
And in October, I have a PR in Tokyo that's gonna help me do a show in Tokyo.
Oh,
Okay, wow.
See this? You see how important a PR is?
Now, is your PR from Tokyo?
Yes,
And you found them how, like on Instagram?
here in the city.
Oh, wow.
This is why I said you gotta tell people who you are. You never know who you're meeting.
Right.
You're
So I
100%
told
right.
her,
I've been
I
too
did
humble
the same
lately.
thing
you
at
know what I'm
my
saying?
job late.
Yeah.
At my job not too long ago, I was talking to this lady, and she's an actress, and she teaches acting.
Mhm.
And she didn't know that I was an actor
Mhm.
and model and stuff. And I was talking to her, and we just happened to talk about acting. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you're an actor." I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I didn't know you were an actor. You're a teacher."
see,
Now we're gonna link up, and she's gonna help
You
you
know what?
out.
I feel you on that, but a lot of people be
Really?
saying they somebody and they not. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you
what
gotta
a lot
do
of times-
research.
then that's your problem.
research.
If you not,
Yeah, they're talking my
Research.
ear off, and I'm like, all right, you know this person, you know that person.
If-
Yeah.
check-
Where we going?
check them out. You can trust me. You could see if someone for will by the energy they give you, and then check the social media immediately. Do you have a social media? Oh, let me see. Do you have any work coming up? Check
You
them.
be frying.
And if they're not for, will you move on? You trust me.
That's why I just be doing everything myself. But you right though. I need a PR from Tokyo or somebody.
PR from New York.
Not specifically from Tokyo.
Now I want to go to Tokyo though. Like, I heard
Yeah, I
that
love it.
Japan and China, the hip hop scene is pretty big over there.
It's starting to explode over there.
Yeah.
Or well, it's not
I
starting
need
to
to
explode.
be
they've
in
been
the
at it, but it's
explosion.
starting to-
Hmm.
Yeah, why not? Get
The
at the
money
ground level.
explosion. That's what I want.
The money explosion.
Dollars.
Like, time to get paid in Tokyo.
It's time to get paid everywhere. And I want to go to every country, let them know that it's time to get paid too, because a lot of people don't know.
But before you go to other countries, you need to set up you need to plant your seed here first.
I've been doing that.
You
I'm
plant
planting
your
my seeds everywhere.
Let's
Let's go to Paris, Tokyo.
you gotta plant your
Amsterdam.
you gotta have a solid ground first here before you go overseas.
That's
once
my goal, though.
Once you have a solid ground, it's like when you talk about Fubu, you know where originally Fubu from? The guy from Fubu, he used to live in Hollis, Queens. You know, and I think on 196 in Hollis. This is where he came from. So when you talk about this guy, you say this guy from New York. Like Nicki Minaj, you know he's from New York.
Right.
50 Cent from New York. So this is, you gotta make noise in your area before you actually excel other places.
This is true.
It's definitely a fact.
Definitely.
They're going to know my name before the year's over.
They
I
gonna
feel-
know this whole thing. before
You know, you have to talk less and work more.
Nah, you gotta talk. You gotta speak it into existence, though.
You're not Jesus Christ.
You gotta do it.
He sounds
He
like
has
God.
the confidence.
This guy sounds like God. You gotta speak words into existence. That was a good one. That was a
Nah,
good
the
one.
fact,
true, though.
man.
It's true.
So,
But how do you feel when people give you feedback about your music? Like when say, you know, they don't like it, you could have done better. Well, how do you feel? How do you take it?
honestly, I just started making music like 2 years ago, right? So the first song that I made, like, people liked it, but then there was one person that told me they didn't. I was like, damn, like what you don't like about it? Like, it's so like I'm when it comes to criticism, I'm more constructive about it. I want to know I really want to know what I'm doing wrong so that I can try to make it better. Like, I might not fix it on that, so I might try to think about it for the next song or something like that.
You're going to be miserable, my friend.
I probably am.
Because, you know, why chasing that one person when you have a group of people already like...
But I'm being honest. It's like, if, like, I wanted to ask you this question earlier too. It's like, out of all the, like, it could be 10 people that like your dress, but then if one person doesn't, it's still you're gonna wonder what about it that they didn't like. If 10 people like it, you know.
I'm not gonna ask why they didn't like it. I'm gonna ask them how do they see the clothes. Because if you tell them what they didn't like about it, then they're gonna start with a negative answer.
But you could tell from there if it's just hate or if it's just like...
I don't care if it's hate, because a lot of time when people give me negative feedback, I transform that energy into positive energy and keep going.
Okay.
So whether it's positive or negative, I always welcome them, because I can transfer your negative thoughts or the energy into positive energy.
As you should, yeah.
So I really...
But at the end of the day, I feel like what we're both saying is that, like, we're going to spend more time with that person that didn't like it versus the 10 that said they did. Like, it's going to be a different conversation with that person that didn't.
But you gotta ask yourself question too: is this person listen to music in the first place? Does this person listen to the kind of music you make in the first place? Because the person probably don't have a clear understanding on what you're doing in the first place. Like, for example, my parents came to my fashion show in February, and my dad was like, "What's going on here? Why is everybody they don't know? They didn't know." And my dad thought it was a waste of time. My mom think I'm crazy. Until I sat down with them and I explained to them, they still don't know, because these people are old school. They still support me by telling me, hey, you need to get a real job. You understand? So you have to be careful on how you take the feedback, because my parents, that they don't know what fashion. What do you mean fashion? That, you know what I'm saying? What designer? What does that mean? So when they came, they sat down and see the show. They was like, okay, I love the dress. But before that, they didn't know what's going on. I had to explain to them before they come to the show. Then, they have a clear understanding. Maybe that could be a problem too. If the person have no idea what music is, then you made them listen to something fire. They're not gonna see the potential, the prestige.
And a lot of people are just like,
100% right.
these days they just ride waves. Like, if it was on the radio and got like 1 million spins, then people be like, yo, it's my favorite song. But because it's like, they know me, like, it's like, and not that I don't feel like it could be whack, it could be trash. Well, I can't take it to heart, but it's like their opinion would be different if I was like, let's say if I had a song with Drake and it was on the radio, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that song is fire," but it could be like, it could not be the same song that I had when it was just be by myself. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but you see, you have a lot of expectation. You expect people to support you. That's not the case, though. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep on rolling, and then it's like you have to see yourself as a mud that's going down a mountain, and collect people that's yours as you go, and you're gonna get bigger. Because at the end of the day, when you're a rising star, you don't get much support because you at the bottom. You don't get much support. But 5 years later, watch. The same people that never support you going to buy a ticket for $200, $300 to come to your show.
What was it? Back then they didn't want you. Now you're hot. They all on you.
Trust me. I did a show. My last show, I did it for free. My close friends, a lot of them didn't show up. I said, I did the show for free. How you don't show up? What's
That's
your
a fact.
I did this show on purpose because you need to see sometimes when people are supporting you on core entertaining text after something fire you did. But you know they're gonna give up because they're gonna give up throughout because they won't be able to keep up because it wasn't never real in the first place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They can never come to my show saying the tickets are expensive, or how come you're my friend and I have to pay to come to your fashion show? Do you think I go to the venue place and say, hey, I'm gonna do a fashion show? Can I just borrow your place? You know what I'm saying? The venue is expensive. You know what I'm saying?
It's so separate. Yeah.
They're expensive. And I have $20 ticket for standing. You can't even pay $20. And at the same time, I watch you every year go to Summer Jam, pay $100-something for a ticket.
For somebody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
know who you are.
You gotta pay attention. Trust me. If you pay attention, you will see you have no one's. Well, probably just a handful of friends.
Nah, I paid
Just a handful.
bro.
Trust
Crazy.
me. Trust me.
Crazy.
And then I said, then when I did the show for free, and I said, oh my God, you still in the show? What, bro? I still be their friend, but it's not like I care about the friendship. You know what I'm saying?
That was a jewel right there.
I'm telling you.
That was a.
It was just like last weekend we went to your show. It was $10. You know, I'm like the cheapest dude ever, man. I don't like spending money.
I appreciate you.
I am right there with him.
Even one time you gotta show up. It doesn't matter if you never show up any other time, but if you one time you show up, but if you don't show up at all,
You
and
show
then
your
boom,
real friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Like this show right now is streamed live for free
Mhm.
on multiple platforms,
Mhm.
and we still got people
On
who
iTunes for free.
look at us in our eyes, say they're a friend, they're gonna come support us, and they still don't. Like that shit is so.
But see, I don't really.
No.
See
I'm
what
not,
he says. I don't really.
No, 100%. I'm right there with you. I was about to say before it would be very aggravating, but now it's just like it is what it is.
One.
It is what it is.
It's still, at the end of the day, I just want to let everybody know it still hurts.
It does.
I had a friend
But
tell me that they was going to
still.
come to one of my shows, and I was like, you know what? You ain't got to come to none of my shows. If you want to tell me to my face, you going to come to one.
You can't put feelings when you can't mix feelings.
See, this is why I call you DJ Envy. Because you like a light skin trapped in a dark skin body. Bro.
I don't care.
Don't
Don't
put-
come to none of my shows.
Don't put
Fuck outta
feelings.
here.
Don't put feelings into business. Just you know.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Trust me, it is what it is. Someone want to show up there. I have people travel from New Jersey to come to Queens for feeding.
That's love.
And while I have someone in Brooklyn complaining how far I live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Crazy.
saying? I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I have this person that pay extra for babysitting, right? Just to come to for feeding and for the show. But where I have someone living in the Bronx lying about having a car accident, by the way. On our way.
Oh, that's messed up.
That's living foul.
So April, it's been real. It's been
Yeah, we gotta
mad
wrap it
fun.
up.
We got to wrap it up. Thanks for the jewels. Thanks for the great
Word.
time.
It's dope.
Word.
Just
Man.
tell everybody where we can find you at.
You say takes for the drip.
Hey, thanks for that too.
Yeah, word.
Well, you know, I'm on Instagram, Blakk April, Blakk April. If anybody have the potential, then they want a way to showcase that and to put themselves out there, they can contact me.
What's the website?
And
No,
the
but
website
they
for
can
your fashion?
contact me. Well, it's blackapril.com, but at the moment, like I said, I'm rebranding myself. The website is currently under construction.
Okay.
But they can contact me via Instagram. It's Blakk April.
All
know.
right.
Good.
It's been real.
All right, y'all. Live at 9. Peace out, y'all.
Follow
What
button.
time it is?